Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sharu with an update on the astrology for the full moon that's coming up Friday morning. And I just wanted to actually offer for the whole month of June 20% off readings because things are totally dismantling right now. I talked about at the beginning of the year when Saturn was going to be going back through the galactic center, and which is actually like a black hole, and things are being destroyed. Structures are being dismantled. Everything is unwinding, unraveling. And so it could be pretty complicated in your life right now to understand what direction to go. And so, this period is a little bit topsy-turvy. And we also have the north node of the moon in the beginning of Leo right now, about to cross over another kind of volatile point as well. So a lot is going on right now that is unknown, and it's really deep unwinding and unraveling. These places in the sky where Saturn and the North Node are known as the Gandanta points. It's the bridge between water signs and fire signs. And in these points, it's very, very, very volatile and just unstable energy. And so right now we have Saturn at the retrograding right now and going backwards. It's at 1 degree Sagittarius in the Vedic constellation Mula. And the Vedic mystics gave this constellation the domain of Nriti, the goddess of destruction, which later became Kali. So Saturn being structure, our responsibilities, organization is just unwinding right now, unraveling and being destroyed. And we're obviously seeing this in the government, and I'm personally seeing it in my own life and a lot of people around me. And then at the same time, we have Rahu, which is the north node of the moon, which is that head without a body. It's the place of obsession where we revolutionize things, where we innovate. So that's at the very beginning of Leo, and the Rahu and Ketu, the north and south node, which cause the eclipses, always go backwards and retrograde in the sky. So right now they're going backwards, and the Rahu is at the very beginning of Leo, which is in Magha, which is the royal star, and it's actually like the star most connected to the government. And for instance, like the star Regulus that makes up the heart of Leo, the lion, the king, is 1,000 times brighter than our sun. And it's this pride and this wanting to leave a legacy. So right now Rahu is in this position, and the government we're seeing is wanting to revolutionize and do hidden shadow things, the eclipse points behind our backs. Like, who knows what else is going on right now with our government. Things are pretty crazy right now. So basically a lot of unstable energy during this full moon. And Saturn is going to be going retrograde and then crossing over the point between Sagittarius and Scorpio right at the summer solstice on June 20th. So it's like the peak of the energy for the year is in this place of instability with all the structures and organizations. So I think that our governments probably knows about astrology and is taking advantage of this instability to restructure things how they want it. And so we have to be steadfast and make sure we hold on to the beliefs and the values that we have, and really get down and redefine our own. Understand what we truly believe in and what we stand for. And so what's interesting is that this full moon is going to be at the later degrees of Scorpio as well, which is right about where Saturn's going to go when it starts turning around right before the eclipses, which is going to be like August 21st is the big one. And so this full moon is going to really give you an idea of the energy that's to come with the eclipses that are coming up August 21st. And so the full moon's in this constellation Jeshta, which is it means the eldest, and it's ruled over by Indra, like the king of the gods. And so it has this virility of wanting to conquer and defend, and willing to like destroy things as well, in order to get what we want. It's this place in the sky, Scorpio, and then we're attached and we want the thing so intensely, those dramatic Scorpio energies where we're just willing to get what we want and have that kind of death or destruction. And then it transfers into the next constellation, Sagittarius, which is in the Vedic lunar constellation Mula, all about destruction. So it's this area where there's a lot of volatility going on, and there's a lot of pride and ownership. So for this full moon, we could really take advantage of how we want to be supreme, how we want to walk in this world. So this full moon, we want to understand how we can have our greatest autonomy as if we were the king or the queen or the eldest or the wisest, and what we want to stand for right now, because things are going to be shifting big time leading up to this big eclipse, August 21st. And actually, the eclipse is right at Donald Trump's rising sign degree. So, this is going to be a really destabilizing time for him and for the government. And so there's a potential for the people to kind of rise up and defend what we believe in. So this full moon, it's a good situation, or it's a good moment to capture, what we're really standing for and what we want to stay solid in, because everything's just being unraveled right now. The full moon in this constellation, it's actually connected to the star Antares, which means rival to Mars. It's this really bright red star, and it's that like passion and desire and ambition, of the greatness of a king willing to sacrifice its people for a cause. So within yourself during this full moon, you could find this kind of courage to really stand up and dig deep roots into your true identity and into your true purpose. And so if you need help doing this, because it's really disorienting right now, again, I'm offering that 20% discounts on all readings throughout June to help people orient and, understand what directions to take and get perspective. Because the Saturn's going to be going back into Scorpio from June 20th all the way till October 26th. So it's going to be dipping back into the area that was really difficult last year with 2016, with all that frustration and deep things that were brought up. Like Scorpio is that dark hidden secrets and mysteries. So Saturn there is like this piece of lead going into darkness, revealing the deepest secrets. So there's going to be a lot that is going to be brought up for people during those months. And I think it's just the last little lesson, kind of like Saturn finishing up its work in that area of life, depending on what house it is. Like, for instance, for me, it's in my 10th house of career. So finishing up things, getting restructured and everything with my career, which you'll probably see in the next coming months. And so for everybody, it's in a different area of life where we're finishing up something. If you're a Taurus rising in Vedic astrology, then it's about relationships. So it's going to be a lot of restructuring, reorganization. And so I'm here to help if you need that. And also, you can just take nice walks in nature as well, or stick to your discipline and have some kind of structure in your life so that everything else that's unraveling will be in the centered calm that you can create. But ultimately, Saturn just it's the Lord of Truth. So it's getting rid of things that no longer serve us. So just keep that in mind and let things go, and everything's going to be okay. So I'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much for listening, and enjoy this full moon energy and don't go too crazy or just freak out, whatever you got to do to really get into your center and to find out what you want to defend or like conquer in your life. This is the Shakti of the power of this Jeshta, the end of Scorpio, full moon. And so dig really deep and find that creative, mystical connection to yourself and express it. All right. Thank you very much. Blessings.